to Landline. Once, not too long ago, people had a house cow or a local dairy factory that provided them with fresh, full cream milk. Over time, those factories became larger and more complex, and the milk more processed. Now, some innovative dairy farmers, tired of diminishing milk prices, have taken the bold step of producing, packaging and selling their own brand of milk. But as Tim Lee reports, these new boutique-style producers are up against some stiff competition.
In the icy dawn of Inglenook Dairy Farm near Ballarat in Western Victoria, it's milking time. Milking is a ritual that occurs twice daily, year-round, through winter mud and summer dust. These are Holstein Friesians, the most commonly seen cow in Australia's dairy regions. Most Australian dairy farmers send their milk to major milk companies. Half a dozen giants dominate the industry. But not everyone is content to run with the herd.
We felt that we would like to value add our product because things in the farming sector are pretty tight at the minute, not only in the dairy but in all aspects of farming.
It basically come to a point about 2 years ago where we were all sitting around and milk prices weren't all the best, and as I said before, we have got a good product, so we decided, well, the next stage is either to go the robotics or put the milk in the bottle. So we decided to go for the milk in the bottle option.
Probably the main reason was we wanted to provide people with the beautiful fresh milk that we've been able to enjoy our whole lives, where it's unadulterated and it is exactly how it comes out of the cow, to offer people the choice to have it unhomogenised with the cream naturally rising to the top as well. So they're probably a couple of the main factors.
2.5 years ago, this was just an open paddock, and it's, you know, right from the ground up. So it is very gratifying, very exciting.
Building your own milk factory is not for the faint-hearted. For the Britt and Peterkin families, it has taken lots of passion, a collective vision, and the gumption to borrow $1 million from the bank.
Our son-in-law said that he felt it was possible we could do this thing.
We just have great parents and a lot of self-belief, and that's what eventually gets you over the line. So we didn't have much expertise in the area, but it's like anything, there's nothing you can't Google.
Husband Troy is qualified in a number of trades, and that expertise and the costs it saved proved crucial. He sourced, bought and installed most of the equipment.
Never would have been able to afford to do it by paying people. You know, a lot of the work we did ourselves. We had a few tradies where necessary, and it's a whole family involvement thing, so it's really good to see them all working together, and it's probably more for them that we did it than for ourselves, because Baz and I are at retiring age now.
It's such a big expense to go into doing that, so it's not really that appealing, and after 14 years of drought, money's a little tight, but it is, it's doable. Anything's doable if you're passionate enough and you're prepared to get your hands dirty, and we just did most of the work ourselves instead of had to pay somebody.
The venture still gets a monthly milk cheque from Warrnambool Cheese and Butter, a large company that still buys half the farm's milk production. The rest is used in the Inglenook brand, which hit the shelves less than a year ago. It's squarely aimed at the more discerning consumer.
They want a quality product and are prepared to pay for it, and this is the niche we're trying to fill with our milk.
We basically give it to the coffee shops, give it to people, consumers to taste, because it is a different taste, and I think once they get that product and taste that product, it's really a sort of a wow, this is milk sort of thing. We've even noticed the children, parents of the feedback where kids think there's flavour added to our milk, and it's just purely because they didn't realise the taste of milk is actually how it is and how we produce it.
2 cream top and 1 light.
It's just one brand in an emerging sector of boutique-style fresh milk. Every Australian state now has several small dairy companies like Inglenook that produce and market premium milk. With that extra price, consumers get the assurance of milk produced locally and sustainably with a bare minimum of processing, and the promise of a richer, fuller taste than most mainstream milk brands.
The raw milk comes in through the wall here. It enters the pasteuriser. We pasteurise it, then we can head up to the clarifier or the separator, or we can either make cream or clarify the milk. And depending on what sort of product we're making, we can run it through the homogeniser or bypass the homogeniser, back through the pasteuriser and into our storage tanks out the back ready for bottling.
Inglenook Dairy also produces a low-fat milk, and it processes cream, a product finding favour in some 5-star Melbourne restaurants, when the Coles supermarket chain trumpeted it would sell its home brand milk for just $1 per litre. Soon after, in what was dubbed the milk price war, the Woolworths supermarket chain followed suit. The supermarkets maintain, and the evidence supports it, that the $1 per litre move has been good for business, their business.
It's probably increased the consumption of milk by a small amount, but overall from the dairy industry's perspective, it's not been good. Like the drinking milk states around northern New South Wales, Queensland and to some degree Western Australia have been impacted on their prices. The processors are offering now lower contracts to those farmers to the point where it really is line ball whether they should continue in the industry or not.
The $1 a litre discount continues to place price pressures on milk companies that are then passed on to farmers.
And that's now being reflected on the prices that are being offered to farmers. So long term, it's not going to give us a sustainable industry in those areas particularly.
That was the blunt message Chris Griffin put to the milk price inquiry last year. The discount war caused some collateral damage. The supermarket duopoly was accused of misuse of its market dominance. More than ever, consumers raised questions about what was put in or taken out to make milk so cheap.
It appears that milk isn't as natural as you think it is.
Negative media attention focused on Permeate, described rather inaccurately in the mainstream press as a watery, greenish dairy waste product.
Permeate is a watery byproduct of the milk manufacturing process. It's extracted from milk when it's brought into the factory, and essentially it's the lactose, vitamins and minerals, if you like, from that milk extraction piece. Permeate has been used in the past to dilute or to standardise the levels of protein in milk, because as we know, protein levels do vary throughout the year.
The public perception that some big brand milk, a key staple, might not be as pure as it should, has been a windfall for the niche milk market.
Well, with probably the $1 milk prices, I think the people understand now, and it's more of an awareness that how can we produce $1 milk, and how can there be different price ranges for different milk? So there must be something, either removed or added to make different styles of milk. Where the consumer's now a little bit aware and are looking for that product that's natural and coming from the farm, and get that connection from the farm to the bottle.
Vision extends beyond Inglenook Dairy's shining stainless steel. He foresees other dairy farmers and other dairy communities replicating their model, perhaps a return to the days when every dairy community had its own local factory.
It'd be great to see small communities with their own personal milk supplies dotted across Victoria, across Australia. I think it'd be a great thing for Australia.
I don't know if there's many around as crazy as we are. But look, it's possible and it is doable. I mean, if we've done it, other people can do it.
Look, it's had its ups and downs, I can tell you, but it's been a wonderful journey and we've come through it out the other end. We've got a long way to go, but we hope that the consumer will get behind us and support us, and I hope that it's there. It's my contribution to providing sustainability for agriculture, so my children have a choice to have fresh milk when they get older, and their children will also have a choice. That's my contribution to it.